Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. This is Channel Messages. It is Friday. Happy Friday. I hope you were able to get through the week relatively unscathed. I know I did. This week's been good. I was busy. I was busy being a therapist, busy doing readings. Busy. So, but I got through the week. I'm ready for the weekend. I hope you're ready for the weekend. I hope you have something fun planned, something restorative. I may be going to a Juneteenth celebration this weekend. They usually have it for the entire month of June, not just the one day. But anyway, I'll probably be doing that. So I'm a little excited. But today I'm only channeling one person, and that person is Jesus. I wasn't going to do channel messages today because I felt like I didn't have the energy to. Like literally, I think with there's just a lot going on energetically that I've been feeling from doing therapy, conducting therapy, doing readings, being other people's, connecting in other people's energies, and it's a lot. So I have been tired. And when I'm tired, I need to take rest. And I slept really well, and I'm yawning again. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. But I literally was just laying in bed for the better part of the morning, early afternoon, because I was too tired. And so it was nice. It was a nice lie-in, and I was like, I'm just not going to do channel messages. But then when I got out of bed, I was thinking about everything, like I always do. And I was just like, I don't want to talk about, I don't want to ask about this stuff, today. I don't want to, not that I don't, I kind of feel like I don't want to talk about it, I know this is what I do, and I do other things because, outside of this global geopolitical, sometimes it gets too much where I'm just like not interested. Being honest. On top of just feeling like, okay, what else, whatever. So I was like, I would like to talk to Jesus again. Just been thinking about doing it. I said, okay, so maybe that's who I will channel. It feels like at this point, I can only speak for myself, where I am sort of spiritually, just sort of surrendering. I think I've done that long ago, but even more to this, I feel as though that the suspension is over. We just sort of have to play it on the sides, see how this unfolds, it's unfolding. It's, this will end, I'm sure. It's not the part. So I'm just sort of, it's not the part. I keep yawning. It's not the part. I'm not worried. It's, I'm just tired of talking about this, of asking, answering the same question, sort of thing. It happens. I'm human. Listen, it's just how I work. And sometimes I understand a lot of you want to know about certain things and to know the answers about. But sometimes, honestly, I'm in a space where I don't care to know. But you know, and there's some days where I don't care to know. Just some days I just want to leave the energy alone and let the universe do what it does. And that's where I am. That's where I'm still gonna. I'm not saying, hey guys, I'm hanging it up. I'm shutting down everything. I'm still doing this, but I just want to always be honest with you guys, as to where I am energetically, because I'm sure you could hear it in my voice sometimes. It's not. It's a lot. It's a lot, and so I feel like at this point, in the midst of in the middle of June, I just feel like some things you just gotta, at this point, it's in the universe hands. The die has been cast. The energy is locked in. Let it cook. So that's how I'm feeling today, and I have to follow where I feel. And so sometimes that means taking a break. Sometimes that means letting things just sort of. That's how I am. If you know me, you know that's just how I am. I can be hands off. I can just let things, because I know what will happen, but just let it happen. I don't have to worry about it. Anyway, I'm rambling. At least I feel like I am. But let me know if you feel the same. It's not that I don't care. I just feel detached. And I think that serves me in doing this work. It's giving the information. But sometimes I don't. I need the space. But I do welcome the person that I'm going to channel. Not to say I don't welcome other people, but that was my compromise. Okay, so anyway, everything I say here is for entertainment purposes only, for informational purposes only. Everything I say here is alleged, even in the comments. If you want a personal reading, you can click more in the description of this video and see the link there, or you can email me, moonlightergy15@gmail.com, and I will send you the link. I was just about to give my other email. I had to stop for a second. All right, so Jesus, I'm going to channel and see if I can connect to him. If y'all aren't interested, you don't have to watch. That's fine. But I'm talking to the person, not anyone under any Anyway, I'm talking to the man. Okay, the Ascended Master, and hopefully he can give me I'm sure his answers will be good, but hopefully, maybe I'm looking for comfort. Maybe that's where I am at this point. I know a lot of us are. So I'm going to sit here for a moment. Let me take a deep breath. I don't have any water, but that's all right. I'm going to spray. I'm going to sit here. Beloved Jesus, what would you like to share with humanity right now? He's saying, first of all, it just got cold. He's saying, I want you to understand that you are God's gift. Your life is a gift. You must carry that knowledge with you to pull you through any hardships. You're not suffering, no, for God is with you. He pulls you through the darkest of hours. He aids you in the hardest of spaces. He shines his light upon you so that you may breathe your light upon others. You must simply love each other. That is the grand lesson. How can we understand suffering from the perspective of divine love? You must be true to what you know is true. He's telling me things to myself. He's telling me don't turn away from the truth. He's saying to me, you are not alone in this. He's saying, it's really making me emotional, actually. He's saying that he's acknowledging that there's great suffering and saying that there's great love. He's saying it. There's great suffering in the world and there's great love. He said, turn to that space where the ending will be swift. She's he. He said the end that you seek is near, but the space that you are in now, you must pray. He's saying, I'm going to repeat it because he said, the end that you seek is near, but the space you're in now, you must pray and hold dear. Hold dear to the faith. Like I can't hear the rest of what he's saying. Oh, hold dear to the faith you continuously seek. He said those who suffer can draw strength from it. Are we being called to shift through these events? He said, yes, always. He's saying, yes, always. We have always shifted. You're shifting right now. Like literally he's talking about in this moment. And as I'm talking. He said your awakening has come in the spring. And he said, and in the next spring you will awaken again. With more knowledge and wisdom. He said more than ever before, and he said it has been slow. He said it has been slow simply because you choose it to be. And I could feel that he's referencing free will and the connection. What messages do you have for those who feel hopeless or afraid? He said fear is something only the darkness can thrive in. Fear shields you from seeing the truth, seeing and seeking the truth. He said God will light the way, but you have to open your heart to the divinity for it to shine through. He said turn into love. He keeps saying let yourself heal. How can we shift the energy of fear, war, and division toward peace and unity? He's saying the peace is there, is yours to take. He's saying you simply have to choose it. He's literally saying, I keep hearing love thy neighbor. He's like, is right there. That's what he's not saying that, but that's what it feels like. He's saying is right there. He said, yes, you would do well to remember. He's saying so many things. Go within. Go within yourself. He's talking to me too. He's saying pray. What about surrendering? He said it's hard to do for some, but necessary for all. He's saying that is what he's like teaching me. I'm just recognizing. He's saying that is what having faith means. He's saying, I would like to hear you more. I would like to hear you more. He's saying you must not stray from your path. And he said this is a message for you, not only you, but others, but everyone. And okay, I hear you. Okay. He said he said a lot. Some I'll keep to myself because that was to me. But ultimately, he said, you have to walk the path of faith. To sum it up, don't be distracted. To pray. He said you're almost through the suffering. And the interesting part of it, he just said that. The interesting part of it is the thing about there's pain, but we don't have to suffer. But he's using the phrase suffering in terms, and it feels like he is using the term as a spectrum. But there are people suffering. He said, yes, there will always be people suffering, but to a greater awakening. He's saying, it's those who do wrong. It's not about their consequences. It's about us. To not focus on that, really, is what he's saying. He said to move forward, you have to do so through this. You have to be here. Okay. I'm going to end the connection. Okay. So that was Jesus, guys. It was very interesting in that a lot of people may have lost faith. Which is, I don't know. But when I understand the difficulty in turning away from all the things that we see, and hear and read about and all those things. And it just makes you low, and it makes you turn away from those things that make you feel well, and you have to really remember whatever those practices are, to keep at them, because what else can we do? What else can we do? You protest, you resist in a way that helps you. That is all a part of it. That's all a part of the process. People protesting, however you resist, you do it, and you keep your faith. I know this will be over, and we have been, there's been terrible, 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 horrible things. And strangely enough, I've noticed things just pop up in my feed on YouTube, videos about World War II, about the Civil Rights Movement, just been popping up in my feed, which lately more and more has been happening. And I know that's how my guides also, that's how they talk to me as well, through media. And I've been watching them. And so I'm pretty sure, like I said before, in my past life, I was in World War II somehow. I just know it. But anyway, I'm veering off. But what I'm saying is that when you look at these horrible, horrific moments in time, Some of them last for years, you know, all those things. It doesn't necessarily make things better, but it helps you put things a little bit in perspective. Every one of these people that are, you know, in the same vein, they all eventually end. They all eventually, you know, it stops through people stopping them, you know. Yes, there's controversy, you know, but what I mean is ultimately this kind of, you have to look at the other side of it, you know, and you know, a struggle is a struggle. Yes, some struggles are way worse. You know, there has been terrible things in the history of this country, and the people who have gotten through it, you know, to the other side of it. And you have to kind of, this is where you take care of yourselves. We have to look out for each other. There's so much good, is my point as well. There's a lot of good, and we can't surrender to, we have to surrender in a different way. Not to the despair. You can't fall into despair. You could validate, you could hold space for your feelings, but you can't fall into it. You got to let yourself move through it. But though I understand, but you just gotta try to look for the good, try to look for a life worth living, and look out for those who are having the hardest time. There are a lot of people that I work with that are having a really hard time with what is happening. So I get it. And so if you need to, then talk to someone while you also do the other things that you do to keep yourself well. But if you feel like you need more support, I encourage you to find it. I'm going to put some more resources, some safe resources I'm going to post in the community tab this weekend. Okay, so that's it. I'm just, you know, we need healing. We need to move into a space of healing. We need to lean into how we could stay well. That's just how I feel. Those are the kind of answers we need. Not necessarily, you know, the blueprints of the ending and the dates and, you know, or what's happening with this and what's happening with that and who's doing, you know what I mean? Let's just see how we're faring is what's most important. All right, that's it. That's all I got. Like the video if you want. Want to. I apologize if this was a little bit different, but I'm feeling introspective, and I feel like we have to have a conversation about healing as opposed to everything being terrible all the time. Okay? Anyway, I will see you guys soon for moving forward. Okay? Like the video. Bye.